What's going on, you guys? Welcome you guys to the Shining Show. Big Dog back with another one take review. Today I got one for the Seven Deadly Sins season 5, part 1, because apparently they have 2 parts to this season. And part 1 came today with only 12 episodes. Then the next part, I guess it will come out. I think this said October or November, somewhere like that. But it kind of felt like it could have ended right here though. First of all, I'm gonna say I definitely enjoyed this season more than season 4. Season 4 to me was like the low point of this show, and to me it was just like far as animation, far as just the story, it just to me it was just all downhill. Season 4, this one definitely picked it back up, and it was good enough to the point where I just watched it all the way through, and I especially started to enjoy certain things more than others. Now, one thing I do I think is a problem with this is always, hey, we're a strong person, we get stronger than them, they ultimately get stronger. Oh, there was something we didn't know about that makes us stronger, or it's like, hey, we've always had this technique that just so happens to help us in this situation. It just goes back and forth with that formula, you know what I'm saying, non-stop throughout the series. And we saw that with one of the biggest things, and this obviously will contain spoilers because I can't really do reviews on seasons without getting into spoilers. So I won't go through everything that happened this season, but I'll just go through some of the points that I think I enjoyed the most. And one of the ones was the reveal about Esterosa being Mael, one of the four archangels. When I was just like, Gotha, the original Gotha was broken. The fact that you can have a technique that affects everybody's mind like this, to completely think that Mael was Esterosa, and it completely changed his mindset to where you have, okay, and I understand his reason. It was like, hey, well, the demon sided, well, obviously Meliodas ended up siding with the angels, and you know what I'm saying, we needed to have somebody as equal to him, slide on the other side. And I get that. Obviously he actually used to be the whatever his power was, that's pretty much what came of Escanor, So you can tell he's definitely powerful. But it was just like crazy. I'm like, wow, this is a big thing, and you start to see. That's why the flashbacks make a little bit more sense. All of that stuff was cool. I'm like, that was a surprising shock. Because at first I was just wondering, like, why did you do that for? And I'm still kind of in the mindset, like, why? I'm like, you could have just let one side win. Meliodas goes to the other side. That side just would have just happened to win. That's simple as that. But you were trying to create a balance, and it basically halted things for a while to later on down the line when because everything kind of still went back to normal. Like, Meliodas is still on this side, and Mael is back on this side. That's it. Like, if you just did that let that happen back then, and let the angels side win, you wouldn't have to worry about this war now, another holy war, and the potential of the Demon King eventually, they taking control of Meliodas' body, which is what we see happen this season. Because one, we go to Purgatory, Bond finds Meliodas, he also finds Hawk's brother, and they have them a little journey, and they fight the Demon. And since time works different in Purgatory, they fight the Demon King for 60 years. Now, all the while we see Bond going through some stuff. He's been there for the longest. He's been fighting this stuff. He's been getting better at withstanding Purgatory, just in general. So we obviously knew that things were going. He was getting stronger. That was one of the most impressive things about him. Like, okay, Bond is here, so Bond has to be getting stronger. Because this is technically training for years and years, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, I'm liking where this is going. So eventually when he comes back to the real world, he'll be able to handle all the Ten Commandments or whoever else he's up against, because he's incredibly strong. I think this is one of the ways you close the gap between him and Meliodas, which I enjoy because Bond is actually my favorite character. So then eventually they get out, obviously, and we have the battle between one of my favorite characters, Zeldris. Zeldris is fighting Merlin. Zeldris is fighting Escanor. He's fighting the Sins. He's fighting a lot of people. Him and the very first demon ever created. I can't think of his name. What the two demons combined as him. So I was enjoying that. He was a little bit underwhelming though, because I'm like, he's supposed to have this great power, and eventually he just get took out by like one blast from my air. I'm just like, you're supposed, as of right now, he was superior to Meliodas and Zeldris. So I'm just like, how did you get taken out? Because he got took out and that was it. Like, he got hit with one attack and that was done. But of course he was fighting before that. It would always be like, oh, this person is so powerful, yet that person never was actually able to finish anybody out in the manner in which they would need in order to accomplish what they needed. But that was all still fine with me. Like I said, I was enjoying where the story was going. I enjoyed King, you're becoming like, the fairy king. All of that stuff was cool. Merlin is unique. Escanor is always a cool character, with the fact that he don't have the sun like helping him in this situation. The way he has to still overcome, the way that he still has that confidence. All that's great. Excuse me, my mouth's getting dry. Excuse me. So I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the season as a whole. Another one of the things I enjoyed a lot, we didn't get a lot of Elizabeth. When we got her, of course she said Meliodas' name. That's all she does is say Meliodas' name. I'm still not a fan of Elizabeth's character at all. The spell is now broken. We also get Demon King Meliodas, which I've heard about so much on anime TikTok. Just because Demon King Meliodas, I thought it was just Meliodas after he become Demon King, but in fact it's his father, which I expected more from, because they was fighting their father on two different fronts, and this is probably one of my favorite fights, other than anything that had to do with Zeldris, because I love Zeldris' motivation, and we found out about him and the vampire chick. I love that part of the story. Absolutely love that part. Because we saw him really trying to break through and get to Merlin so he can stop her from allowing Meliodas to absorb all the commandments and become Demon King. And I like that, because usually you just have villains oh, I'm just gonna do this because I want to. They never have really any motive, but his motive was getting back to that vampire chick. So I really enjoyed that. And then him helping at the end once the Demon King finally takes Meliodas' body, come through. But I like the fact that Bond was able to fight against him. But it wasn't just Bond, because I'm like, okay, Bond been training a while, but you don't need Bond to be the guy. So you still have Meliodas is fighting the battle the internal battle against the Demon King. Then he gets help from the 7 Deadly Sins. You know what I'm saying? That boosts his, well, I don't say it boosts his strength, but gave him the confidence that he need, because he already had the strength, just need the confidence. And the 7 Deadly Sins and Elizabeth to go roll around. So I'm just like, okay, cool, bet. And they end up taking him down, and I like that. It's just, it's 12 more episodes, so. What's going to happen next? I don't know. But I know it's not going down like this. I'm assuming that something happened with the Demon King himself. But after what I've seen from him in Purgatory, against Bond, and in Meliodas' head, don't know how strong he's actually going to be, because Meliodas is also still strong as well. And then you also have Zeldris, who's fighting with him, who's incredibly strong. You have Maya. They're stacked. They're stacked. Like I said, if the show was to end where it did, it probably, it kind of had the little B-roll stuff, what I'm saying, would have still been needed, but I like where we at. So we have 12 episodes that I hope they don't blow it, and I hope that they make it interesting enough to where stuff seems to make sense. Because where we at in the story now, I like this end off point. Even though I know it's obviously not the end. So yeah, 7 Deadly Sins is season 5 is better than season 4. The fights still aren't as great as they were in the earlier seasons. There was literally 5, maybe 10 seconds of how it used to be, where like the fight choreography was on point. Other than that, it was still a whole bunch of like steals and just panning, which I'm not a fan of at all. But yeah, I think it's after season 4, this pretty much just like is a breath of fresh air for me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not mad at all. You guys, let me know what you guys thought about season 5. Well, part 1 of 7 Deadly Sins. Down in the comments, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching the video. Hope you guys stay safe, and I'll catch up with you guys later. Peace.